we have done everything by the book. We have done things that we said that we would never do. Is it not clear by this moment who is an aggressor and that Ukraine is defending itself? Every next missile, every next drone attack could be the final one for someone.
Let's hop into a CNN segment with a Ukrainian parliament member about the conflict between them and Russia and how Donald Trump is responding and handling it all. So if you can, take a moment, leave us a like on the video. It lets us know you enjoy the content. It's the best way to do so, and it's entirely free. And let's see what's being said.
When I read President Trump's statement, I was just asking one question. Did the leader of the democratic world just give a blessing for Putin's another attack on Ukraine? And I'm just like, this is so absurd and this is so disgraceful for everyone who is fighting right now, but also for everyone who is watching. And the question is, why are they not more afraid? What Russia can do if Ukraine fails? By the way, we don't plan to fail. Yeah. We will continue fighting. We are not going to capitulate. But right now, trying to swap the table and paint Russia as a victim and Ukraine as an aggressor, I'm just like, is it not clear by this moment who is an aggressor and that Ukraine is defending itself?
Trump's words are truly remarkable in how far outside of reality they are. If anything, it's only further validation of the Russia left, right? As to pretend there's validation to saying Putin and Russia are the victims. Ukraine is aggressing. Ukraine started the war, when this is so clearly a war of attrition carried out by Russia since the fall of the Soviet Union, with the clear goal of rebuilding the Soviet Union. That's also been stated like multiple times throughout history. I mean, it started out with them carrying it politically. And in the first election they couldn't interfere in, they escalated, right? Ukraine, the Euromaidan revolts happened, and then Ukraine chose to elect the pro-EU candidate over the pro-Russia candidate, and Russia attacked Crimea immediately after, seeing that it was, we're literally not going to be able to keep one, like our naval base. I don't think it was directly in Crimea, but in Ukraine, we're not going to be able to keep control over them in the way that we had. I mean, it's entirely Russia's war. They were always going to launch it the second that Ukraine broke from them. And it's hilarious because you hear a lot of MAGA say it's NATO when it's NATO's fault, and it's Ukraine and NATO's fault, and Democrats for saying, and it's just another attack line to try and down the line blame Democrats. But it's actually just the biggest self-report that they have no idea about the history of the conflict.
I could see how really visibly angry you were with those words.
Because it's not just some words, because it's basically my life, my relative's life, my neighbor's life is at stake. Every next missile, every next drone attack could be the final one for someone, for people that I love, for me personally. And this is why I'm angry, because if it was in some parallel world and we were just discussing some people, it would be one thing, but it is very real. In Ukraine, everything is very real.
I mean, Nick was saying, our diplomatic editor, you heard him there, Kira, talking about the mixed messaging we're getting from this administration. It's not the first time I've heard it. But, you know, does this sound like a president who is ready to impose sanctions on Russia? Because only 2 weeks ago, I think he said, well, give me 2 weeks to figure it out. Does this sound like a president who's prepared to put a red line, who's prepared to give Russia some stick? Because that does not sound like that to me.
I can answer that. No, it's not at all. It sounds like a weak president ready to capitulate to our greatest geopolitical foe, an old decrepit man who is well outside of his depth. It's easy for him to talk from a privileged position, to tell Zelensky that he doesn't have the cards, but this is real for so many people, losing their loved ones, their friends, their neighbors. And for Trump to first on the campaign lie and say that he has all the answers and will instantly bring peace and solve all of these people's very real problems, knowing he couldn't, that alone shows how much of a game that he thinks this all is, that these people's lives are. But to then pretend that the victim is the one in the wrong, as if these people suffering and losing their loved ones deserve it. I mean, it's morally bankrupt to the fullest.
We have done everything by the book. We have done things that we said that we would never do. We have voted for this rare minerals deal, just giving away our rare minerals. President Zelensky has come to Istanbul, something that he said that he would never do, never negotiate with Putin. We have gone through everything, agreed to a 30-day ceasefire. So President Trump seemed to put pressure on Ukraine, but we have not seen him putting any kind of pressure on Russia. And it's not even mixed messages. It's a very straightforward message, which says, I will negotiate with aggressor and I will put a pressure on the victim. it is not leading us anywhere right now because there has not been any single fact that would prove that Putin wants to end the war.
Right. And if MAGA had any respect for themselves rather than complete cult-like behavior where they'll give all self-dignity or respect away for, admiration for Trump, they would admit that as well, as Trump pretended that he had to bully Ukraine. Oh, they won't want peace. He has to play the tough guy with Zelensky, literally lambasting him with J.D. Vance in the Oval Office, only for Ukraine to instantly agree to every term, agree to things uncomfortable for them, agree to things they historically said they wouldn't do, and be like the easiest people in peace talks that we've negotiated with in a long time, only for Trump to oddly still keep pressure on them, still go on these press runs like buddy-buddy with Putin on the phone saying the conversations are good, still doing the run saying Ukraine started this. Meanwhile, Putin is like, nah, sorry to anything Trump asks of him, actually directly going back on what Trump tells him to do as he bombs inside Ukraine after telling Trump he won it. And yet Trump isn't even here threatening sanctions, let alone lifting a finger to actually impose any. But like, hey guys, at least we're blocking those Sudanese refugees who are being genocided, am I right? Like, this MAGA foreign policy is so sick.